At the Kumbh Mela held in Kerala, we provided Annadanam, free meals, to 100,000 people in a single day.
The total was close to 5 million, around 50 or 60,000 in a day. I don't remember the exact number.
I don't remember.
For a small number of people, within 15 days, breakfast should start at 7 o'clock. Before breakfast is finished, lunch needs to be prepared. Then lunch will start at 1 o'clock. After that, before lunch is over, dinner needs to be prepared. So more or less after that, before dinner is finished, the next day's breakfast also has to be prepared. And then you go to bed at around 2 o'clock. This continued for 15 days.
This is it. It's because of the kitchen.
We conduct daily food donations in many places. There's one in Rishikesh, in Haridwar, in Kashi, in Tiruvannamalai, and in Tiruchendur. In all these places, it happens daily. So I thought, okay, we can manage 500 people, especially with the help of the people from the mosque. Doing it without taking money, but that's not it. Actually, wars begin from slaughterhouses because when we become indifferent to taking a life, eventually we will take the lives of our own people.
At one point in time in Middle Eastern countries, camels drinking water was the reason for the droughts there.
Didn't they do the same thing in Australia now?
Yes.
They cleared out the camels because they were drinking water.
Because they drink water, there is no water left. There is a particular tribe who also drink the blood of deer. So they apply a special sedative to the tip of an arrow and shoot the deer. Then they wait patiently until the deer slowly becomes drowsy. After that, they make a small cut on its neck and collect the blood.
Yes.
After collecting the blood, they seal the wound right there and wait until the deer wakes up.
Yes, this one.
When we talk about this, we should also think about something else. Now, in the world, you have fans and followers, I think, in at least 10 or 20 countries.
Oh,
Sorry, to my knowledge, it's not that many. Those 98 countries back then. Traveling and interacting with you in all those places, usually, it's people with a certain mindset who do that, not just ordinary people. So when you meet and interact with them, isn't there any space for us to convert this world from a situation like this war? What exactly is happening?
there is space. There is space for peace, for calm, for tranquility. There is space.
There is?
But you have to believe in it. Many of us don't believe in it. That's not present in this story, not in any country. When there was no rain, they gathered some people and performed a yajna. Then the king asked, "Will it rain? Will it rain today after the yajna is over?" After the yajna was completed that day, everyone came, but no one brought an umbrella except for one child. That one incident exists in the world. We don't believe that peace can happen. Now, I received the BRICS award, BRIC.
Yes.
In the speech I gave there, I said that hypocrisy must be removed. That is, all these meetings and all this confidence. Why do we gather together, get to know each other, and exchange cards?
To do that?
Otherwise, it's not to bring about any change in the world. Even with things like climate change, everyone makes decisions, but no one implements them. That's one thing. Then my strength, there's something I always say. Don't let your blood boil. No matter at what level it is, the root of wars lies in slaughterhouses. It starts from there. Because if we don't feel any sorrow about taking the life of a single being, if it doesn't bother us, then we start from there. Because everyone is born wanting to live a full life, or at least interested in it. They deserve a complete life, a normal one.
They have that right.
They have the right to a normal life, but is that how we are in this world? Billions, right? Every day we kill them, and then these little ones too, isn't it? Now, when we consume things like this delicacy, it's children and animals. So it has its own negative effects. It's not just me saying this. People have been saying it since the time of Pythagoras. Even the Quran has mentioned this. Likewise, many people like Tolstoy have also said it. That is, wars begin from slaughterhouses. Because when we become indifferent to taking the life of another living being, it becomes easy for us to take the lives of our own people too. So this thing called peace, it is based on a habit. It is actually a habit.
Now then, it's about the non-vegetarian thought process, right? Nonji, now,
What was said? This Nanji,
let me ask you something. If just 10% of people in this world become purely vegetarian, there won't be enough food in the world to eat even for a week. That's another process related to it.
it's a party, right? If you think about it, just look at how much green is spent in our dairy farms. How many liters of water are used. That is, if even a quarter of that is available, we could feed the entire population. Oh,
That's how you should think.
that's why. Thinking about the product.
Yeah, when we say fatten up an animal like a cow or something to a certain level, it requires a lot of material cost. For a family, it's actually very little again.
Eating food, at one point in a Middle Eastern country, camels drinking water was the reason for the drought there.
Didn't they kill them in Australia now?
Quite many,
They shot the camels because they needed to drink water.
because they drink water.
There's no water. That's why there's a water shortage. Do you know what this is? Nature has a balance. Now, there's a certain level of injustice in this. When we say unjust, we can never give peace of mind to that. Even if you take a pig, even if it's a pig,
Whether it's a crow or a sheep, that one sword is always hanging over their head. At any moment, they can be ruled over. So there's no connection with us. Actually, everything is about energy exchange. Inside us, even plants, trees, birds, and animals, all of them are part of an energy exchange. None of us, not even a single individual, is isolated from this. We have very little life here. If you add it up, it's about 30,000 days. 30,000, that's all there is. Not much entertainment either. That's all the life we get in one body. And for us, nothing is eternal or can remain at the same level forever. From a young age, we become youth, then move on from youth to the next stage, and then to old age, and so on. So we are never at a stable level. If we want to be at that stable level, we need to be a little more in harmony with nature. Now, if you look at it in this tribal alliance, there are a lot of communities made up of indigenous people. They are meat eaters, but they give freedom to the animals they hunt, allowing them to escape. That is the freedom that nature gives. That is, for example, one. Do you think a lion feels hungry? It catches a deer without the deer knowing. But that's the law of nature. That lion won't take away 10 deer. It will kill just one, and everyone will share and eat it. Then, for a week or 10 days, it won't eat again. They don't have a fridge, so they don't store it in a fridge. So, when talking about this kind of consumption, justified consumption is okay. The indigenous people living in this specific desert, right? Not just any other desert. I mean, the local people living right here in this harsh desert environment, their traditional methods are quite different. Still, they all share a certain deep spiritual connection to the natural world. Now, these diverse tribal people, those I have assembled here today, are from many different countries, including the lush Amazon rainforest, Norway, Sweden, and the vast regions of Russia. In this region, there are Sami tribes and other groups living here. All of these people are meat eaters, but they hunt for their food. The Sami tribe members told me that whenever they kill a reindeer, all the villagers share the meat together, and the parts that are not edible are properly buried. There is a profound sense of respect for that tradition. It's not like here where you just order the food and eat it. Just look at that for a moment. There is a very clear and distinct difference in that. That is to say, I am certainly never against this culture. Everyone has their own unique culture, and that culture is their essential backbone. We really can't say anything negative about that. But this idea of complete freedom, of doing absolutely anything as you please, then it becomes a different matter entirely, separating the mother, the nanny, and the child. When it reaches this level, that energy also affects us. It hardens our minds and numbs our conscience. Speaking of this, what comes to mind is a particular tribe in Africa. They drink the blood of a man animal. So they apply a special sedative near the tip of an arrow and wait patiently as the animal slowly becomes drowsy. Then they make a small incision in its neck and collect the blood. After taking the blood, they close up the wound right there. They wait until the animal wakes up and then let it go. When we talk about this, there's something else we should think about. There are people who go hunting just for fun. They go into the forest with their dogs and a bunch of unnecessary guns, and even when they let the dogs loose and the animals come out, they shoot them all with yow. They don't even use any of it for eating. They just gather everything together, take photos with it, and that's how these slaughterhouses start. That's both of them. Even in 12 hunts, there are two. This is called trophy hunting, trophy shooting. What does shooting mean? That is, in the spot category, it's just a farce. Isn't it a spot? Hunting one is considered a spot, but no one ever lets the next person play. The person on the other side is not playing. They are just trying to escape. And then with all the facilities and faculties in place, they do the hunting. About managing the ecosystem. Just the other day, my friend told me something. And he bought a piece of land abroad with a card. And right in the middle of that land, there was a small grove. That grove, long ago, used to be somewhere else. It had a tribe. The grove was fixed up after the tribe left, and a small construction was done there. Then it was expanded, made bigger. The very next day, after the rituals and all were done, the very next day, an elephant came, completely destroyed everything, and left. Then people started saying there must be some problem there, and they began to think of other solutions. After thinking it over, my friend considered that maybe there was a path on the side for the elephant. and perhaps his construction was blocking the elephant's usual route. So he changed the system accordingly. He might have felt that the system was being encroached upon, right? That must be it, nothing else. It didn't do anything else, just destroyed that and left. So anyway, think about the reason behind it. No, there's one thing. Then there are some deities, right? They need light, they need water. Once that's done, you can fantastic and bathe. That is for some deities. So now what Dattatreya Maharshi says is, some of these devotees asked him, why so much? He replied, I am just a worshipper of nature. I am a devotee of nature. That's what he said. He is a Maharshi. He didn't say anything big. I am a devotee of nature. So wherever you look, if you look at nature, that's me. That's what he said. So none of these people have any games apart from nature. Even now, I feel when Mohan does something, what Mohan has to say is, I am an ordinary person. Whenever you call, once we've met, Mohan will call you by name. Whoever it is, he'll immediately call you by your name. The number will probably be saved. If that's the case, that's one thing. In that way, none of us are special in any way. All those things are just attributes, things that others might feel, or the actions we do that are meant for others, or maybe the things we've achieved, awards or whatever. But basically, what are we? After a while, we die. Just a human being, that's all. Thinking beyond that isn't really right, I feel. We tend to think of all this as something big. In the same way, there will be setbacks. When we start to feel like we are important, that itself becomes a burden for us. The presence of one person can bring great happiness to another. There can be significant growth in that person's life. So, when there is positive growth, how does that process happen? There you have to be a bit selfless. For example, whenever I think about it, I always wish that the people who come to see me should benefit in some way. I never ask them for anything in return. You know this, Robin. I never call anyone to ask for money or anything like that. Everywhere I go in the world, everything I do is voluntary contribution, everything. If you ask how that works, it's been like that since 2003. That is, we inform people that we are going to do something. I say, I'm going to do this today. This is what's going to happen. Then those who are interested come and contribute. Sometimes it's physically, sometimes materially, sometimes financially. They contribute in different ways, and that's how it happens. So I do things according to what is received, and because of that, no one feels any stress. No one has any obligation. Moreover, each group formed in this way has its own unique strength. That's one thing. The second thing is, if we always take on something 180%, there will always be some kind of need attached to it. We shouldn't do things just for the sake of a need. The happiness we feel when we meet each other, that's exactly the relevance of a meeting. If it becomes just about thinking, what do I get out of this? Then our connection becomes so narrow that it won't last for long. Generally, after meeting someone, if you ask them for something, they immediately look for a way to help. Or if you call someone and tell them you need to do something, they'll go and do it like this or help out. The main thing is, for that, Mohanji usually takes the initiative. Especially in the case of Orange, it's even more so. So when it comes to the activities of the Mohanji Foundation, if I were to describe its role and other activities in just a few words, the head office of the Mohanji Foundation is in Switzerland, in a place called Bern. As I mentioned earlier, its activities are present in 90 to 95 countries, and it is registered in 21 countries. There are 29 registered foundation headquarters, and there are spaces in 14 countries. There are 1,420 spaces in total. In some places, there are 2. In some, there are 2 or 3. So that's how it is currently operating in 11 states. All of this is managed by one global council. This global council consists of 9 people, and it is this 9-member global council that runs the entire infrastructure. Each country has its own council. All of these are elected bodies. For example, if there are 11 matters to be decided, they will be put on a table, people will vote, and only those that pass will be implemented. Otherwise, they won't. So, if it is not created at the democratic level of 11, then I will not get involved in it. I will not personally go and do anything in this. So Mohanji does not insist on creating these organizations or organizations? I only contribute to the creation of the structure, and then these people are all experts. Many of them are from places like IIT, IIM, and so on. So they know management, they know everything that needs to be known, then whatever we need to know, we will know. And then mainly, what is happening in the world right now is this charitable work. When such work is being done, each one is proposed. That is, we say, we are going to do this. For example, the meal program in schools in Mexico started in one school. We said we would start it on February 1st. It is a community of indigenous people there. There are about 8 lakh members in that community, and it is still growing. So we joined with them and started working together. They identified the school where we began the program. They also have responsibilities just like us. In this way, we join together with good communities and work collaboratively.
For example, above that, there is a tribal alliance like Dominic's and others like that.
Yes.
Right?
But our own organization, that's the one we established.
Established it.
I am the founder. It's in London, it's London-based. There's the ACT Foundation itself. The ACT Foundation has been around for 23 years, and it's working as a charity in 31 countries.
Foundation food.
Food, clothing, and then in some places we've provided shelter as well. Now, we've supported shelter even in places like the Amazon forest. Then medicine, health, environment, all these come under the ACT Foundation. But there is no spiritual activity in that. Like this, each one should be run by a counselor. Its head office is in London, the head office of this Mohanji Foundation, and then the head office of DTA as well. WCA is also in London. And then there's the Association of Entertainers.
World Cons.
The Science Alliance, that's actually in the United States. Many famous Hollywood figures and others are all part of it.
Like Craig and all, right?
Craig, actually, to be honest, he has nothing to do with this. Craig has his own huge organization, Sea Change Organization, so I support that. Yes, he protects 1,000 acres of forest under the sea.
The other Oscar one?
Yes, the other one, Octopus Teacher.
That's all Chris's, right?
It's Craig Foster.
Craig.
Yes, that's him. He's extraordinary. And then there's also Attenborough in that. There was no food at all, but if you go there, they were there. Then there's Christina. She's with the sharks. Christina's in that too. Like that, there are several people in the Sea Change project. That's a project I back up and support. It's a project with a 1,000-acre kelp forest under the sea, and it has its own unique ecosystem with marine life that exists only there. The octopus and all are products of that kelp forest.
What was different here is that even though all these world-class people are there, when they see them, it's just like how we see Mohan Chavara and the others. There's no difference at all. For us, if we want to do something, our closest friend, it's just like that. That's how we feel.
Craig once told me something. He said to me, Mohanji is someone who dives to the bottom of the sea. Diving to the bottom of the conscience is what connects us. That's it. It's depth, right? Yes, exactly.
Mohan
Tasks, when we often talk about it, about exactly what took place at the Kumbh Mela in Kerala. Yes, during the Anadanam on that particular day, serving more than 1 lakh people.
The total was close to 50 lakhs. In a single day, 50,000, 60,000. I don't remember the exact number.
Not sure, small.
That's about it. Yes, for that many people over 15 days.
But if I am being completely honest, we didn't know the full scale and scope of it. I got this call while I was in London. Anandavan and Swamiji said that food should be provided for 1,500 people, or at most 1,000 people per day, and that we could manage that. After that, it escalated, and as it escalated, the number of people increased daily. That's how it went. If you ask, there are a lot of fond memories about that old place, that old spot. It all happened only because of him. If you ask for the reason, it's because everything from the utensils to the purchase and all of it had to be changed.
Counts rose daily.
That's how it kept coming in. Even if you tell someone about it now and hand it over, I'm not sure they'll be able to manage it. Right now, it's like a nightmare because we decided that no one should take money and go home with it. To deliver that, there's a lot of work involved. We didn't really expect this much financial responsibility. I called everyone and told them, in this world, all of you who are supporting us, you each have a cross to bear. That is something that suddenly came upon us unexpectedly.
Duty suddenly.
We had no idea about this responsibility at all.
To execute this.
It's not possible to execute this. It's not possible to escape from it. For that, you need the right catalyst. This is almost like a divine intervention because, to put it simply, if you say something here, 500 people might have a problem with it, and he has a lot of teams. He said that a team could be appointed, and after that, and when the scope of this changed, he himself came and stayed there. So I was there for only a few days. Out of 15 days, I was there for 13 days. Then what our friends there told me was that in this old place, you only get 2 hours at night to lie down and sleep. That is, you come after preparing breakfast. Then breakfast starts at 7 o'clock. By around 6:30, he will leave, and then breakfast will start there. Before breakfast is finished, lunch has to be prepared. So lunch starts at around 1 o'clock. After that, before lunch is over, dinner has to be prepared. So after that, before dinner is finished, yesterday, after preparing breakfast, I came and lay down at around 2 o'clock. That's been the routine for 15 days.
It's continuous. That's the kitchen.
Yes, the kitchen where the fire never goes out. Yes, it's not just an image. The logistics, it's not easy. It's easy for us to talk about all this, but to actually do it,
For many people, there is a spiritual strength at night, isn't there?
that's a kind of grace.
Exactly.
Otherwise, if I think now that I can do it alone, it won't happen. It's not possible alone, it's because of them.
Even during the Kumbh Mela, they were there too, right?
For about 3 or 4 days.
I was here for that long, not here.
Over there too. I was there for about 1.5 months. But that was a massive thing, right? 60 crores or however many people. Scope. There was a substantial difference there, but in our specific space, they had a dedicated place, and the government generously opened it up for free.
From here, almost all Malayalis. From ordinary people to extraordinary ones, everyone was there. That's what they said before going.
There was a lot of Malayali presence. I felt that when it comes to Malayalis, there was the ashram presence. I was there. Sri M was there. Anandamai Swami was there, and so on. A few Malayalis were there at that time, but if you look at it, the place was just a sandy stretch. This space is on the riverbed. After walking down, you reach a clearing, and that's where our 1-acre plot is. It was on that land that we built our Mohanji village. There, every day, free food was provided to 3,000 to 4,000 people. Yes, at that time, it was running very well, and lakhs of people ate there. But those who came to eat included police officers, these volunteers, and people like that. So if we gave them preference, it was these people who made sure everything ran smoothly.
That's a kind of distrust that exists here, isn't it?
It's unique to it.
Big difference.
To be honest, I didn't really know what its scope was. I want to be very honest.
Even at the Kerala Kumbh Mela, the turnout was unexpected.
No one said that. Even when Anand Mani Swamiji told me, I thought maybe around 500 people would come, that we could manage that much. That's what I thought, because we conduct Annadanam daily in many places. There's Rishikesh, there's Haridwar, there's Kashi. It's here as well. What about Tiruvannamalai, Tiruchendur? There too, this kind of thing happens daily. So I thought, okay, we can manage 500 people. We can do it without having to rely on big shots. But that wasn't the case.